Hello everyone. In this video, we will do the daily current affairs analysis of 17th December 2021. The first topic which we will discuss is about the minimum age at marriage of girls. It is from GS paper 1 and topic is government policies and interventions. The background, the Union Cabinet has accepted the proposal to increase the minimum age at marriage for girls from 18 years to 21 years. This idea was adopted a year after Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced it during his Independence Day speech in August 2020. The current marriage age. Men must be 21 years old to marry, while women must be 18 years old. Task Force details. In June 2020, the task force led by Jaya Jetli was established. It was established by the Ministry of Women and Child Development to re-examine the appropriate age for females to marry. It will submit a report in December 2020. It was advised that women be 21 years old at the time of their first child's birth. The task panel recommended raising the age of marriage for girls from 18 to 21 years. The marriage age was also linked to health and social indices such as maternal mortality, infant mortality, and nutrition levels in mothers and children according to the proposal. What laws are going to be changed now? After this plan is approved, the government would change the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, the Hindu Marriage Act, and the Special Marriage Act to give the new proposal its shape. The move's importance, women, children, households, and society will benefit economically, socially, and in terms of health if marriage is postponed. It will help prevent ladies from becoming malnourished. What are the opinions of experts? Increasing the age of marriage, according to experts, will not work because of the following reasons. The law aimed at preventing child marriages is ineffective. In 1978, the age of marriage was raised to 18 years old. Child marriage, on the other hand, began to diminish in the 1990s when the government began emphasizing elementary education for girls and took steps to alleviate poverty. Marriages will become more criminalized as a result of the new law. Source of this news is The Hindu of 17th December 2021, page number 8. The next topic in news is about the 4 labor codes. It is from GS paper 2 and topic is government policies and interventions. What are the labor codes? Wage code, social security code, occupational safety, health and working conditions code, and industrial relations code are among the 44 labor laws consolidated in the new set of rules. All 4 codes have previously been ratified by the Parliament and the President has given his approval. The 4 codes are as follows. The Wage Code of 2019 applies to all employees in the organized and unorganized sectors, aims to govern salary and bonus payments in all occupations and to provide comparable recompense to employees performing equivalent labor in any industry, trade, business or manufacture. The Social Security Code of 2020 unifies 9 statutes concerning social security and maternity benefits. Problems with these codes include regular workers do not have the ability to set work hours beyond 8 hours per day because of the work hours provisions. There are provisions that affect employee wages as well. Source of this news is The Hindu of 17th December 2021, page number 1. The next topic in news is details of the Vijay Divas. It is from GS paper 1 and topic is Indian culture. Why it is in the news? On December 16, 2021, India commemorated 51 years of the Indo-Pak War, also known as Swarnim Vijay Varsh. The basic info about this: every year on December 16th, Vijay Divas commemorates India's triumph over Pakistan in the 1971 war. On December 3, 1971, the Indian government resolved to go to war with Pakistan in order to safeguard Bengali Muslims and Hindus. This 13-day battle was fought between India and Pakistan. On the 16th of December 1971, the Pakistani forces commander surrendered unconditionally in Dhaka to the joint forces of the Indian Army and Mukti Bahini. During the Bangladesh Liberation War, armed organizations known as Mukti Bahini fought against the Pakistan Army. It was a form of guerrilla resistance. So source of this news is The Hindu of 17th December 2021, page number 1. So the next topic in news is about the International Atomic Energy Agency. It is from GS paper 2 and topic is international organizations. So within the United Nations family, it was founded in 1957 as the world's Atoms for Peace organization. Both the General Assembly and the Security Council of the United Nations received the reports. The organization's headquarters are in Vienna, Austria. So the functions include promotes the safe, secure and peaceful use of nuclear technologies with its member states and diverse partners throughout the world, attempts to encourage the peaceful use of nuclear energy while prohibiting its use for military purposes, including the development of nuclear weapons. So Governors Council, the General Conference, 11 members every year, elects 22 member nations for a 2-year tenure. The outgoing board has proposed at least 10 member states. Each board member has 1 vote. So the functions include recommendations to the General Conference on the operations and budget of the International Atomic Energy Agency. The majority of the IAEA's policies are made by them. Subject to the permission of the General Conference, it also appoints the Director General. So the programs of IAEA include Action Plan for Cancer Treatment. The Human Health Program is a government-funded initiative project to increase water availability. In the year 2000, the International Project on Innovative Nuclear Reactors and Fuel Cycles was launched. So source of this news is The Hindu of 17th December 2021, page number 11. So the next topic in news is need for the privatization of PSBs. So it is from GS paper 3 and topic is Indian economy. So context, this fiscal year the budget contemplates privatizing 2 public sector banks. What is the requirement of this move? Capital injections and governance changes have failed to appreciably improve the financial status of public sector banks over the years. Many of them have more stressed assets than private banks and they also outperform them in terms of profitability, market capitalization and dividend payment history. Through recapitalization bonds, the government invested rupees 70,000 crore in government-run banks in September 2019, rupees 80,000 crore in financial year 2018 and rupees 1.06 lakh crore in FY19. The government combined 10 public sector banks into 4 in 2019. The move's significance and ramifications are as follows. The privatization of 2 public sector banks will kick off a long-term initiative that envisions only a few state-owned banks remaining, with the remainder being combined with strong banks or privatized. This will free the government as the largest owner from providing year after year equity support to the banks. So what are the problems that PSU banks are facing? PSU banks continue to have large non-performing assets (NPAs) and stressed assets when compared to commercial banks, albeit this has begun to decline. The government would need to reinvest stock into weak public sector banks if the COVID-related regulatory relaxations are rescinded. Nationalization of PSBs. Bank nationalization is a term used to describe the process of a bank being nationalized. On July 19, 1969, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, who was also the finance minister at the time, decided to nationalize the 14 largest private banks. The goal was to align the banking industry with the government's socialist policies at the time. The State Bank of India was nationalized in 1955 and the insurance sector was nationalized in 1956. Many committees advocated reducing the government's share in public banks to less than 51%. The Narasimham Committee advocated 33%, while the PJ Nayak Committee proposed less than 50%. So the source of this news is The Hindu of 17th December 2021, page number 8. So thanks a lot for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.